Hey, what's up YouTube? Today we're going to be doing, I guess you call it, an RC car hack. We're going to be taping our tires. If you run a brushless RC, especially one that has a 2 or 3S or 4 or 6S lipo setup, you will be familiar with tire ballooning. Tire ballooning is when the tire spins faster and faster, and it'll literally blow up, twice, 3 times its size until eventually it'll explode. And what that does is it heats the tires up, they stretch, they go back, it fatigues the rubber, and eventually you'll have a blowout. I don't know about you, but RC car parts add up, especially when it comes to wheels and tires. A good set of wheels and tires at the minimum will run you about $60. I mean, that's if you're not using that cheap eBay crap. So what we're going to do today is a simple thing you can do to make your RC tires last. It'll also make your car handle a lot better. Just a couple simple items that you need. I like to wear gloves. We got some Gorilla Tape. You can use regular duct tape, it's a little bit cheaper, but the reason Gorilla Tape's good is because it has a really tight weave in the actual tape. It's less susceptible to ripping. You need some sandpaper. This is just cheap. Like I said, 60 grit sandpaper. This is like the 99-cent sandpaper from Harbor Freight. Nothing special. I use Loctite super glue. You don't have to use the glue. I use the glue just for the extra bit of bite so the tape doesn't separate from the wheel or from the tire. I would not use CA glue, which is tire glue, which I had a box of it around here somewhere. Anyhow, because CA actually it has a chemical process that actually melts stuff together, so you don't want to mess with that. Last but not least, you need some rubbing alcohol. This is 91% isopropyl alcohol spray. You don't have to use a spray bottle. You can get the kind that you just dab some out, and also some paper towels to dry everything up. So to get started, you're going to take your tire, flip it inside out, and do some stuff now. Now that we're set up, you want to start by just flipping the edge over, kind of getting the beginning flipped through. Just kind of work your way around. It should pop right through. Don't worry, you're not going to hurt it. Alright, so once you get it flipped around, make sure it kind of looks like a, I don't know, witch's cauldron maybe. Alright, grab your sandpaper. Don't go crazy. What I usually do is just go around one time, scuffing from left to right. And go vertically. You don't gotta go crazy with this, you just want to scar the surface up a little bit, which one thing you want to do is make sure everything's brushed off after that. As you can see, it's just scuffed up a little bit, nothing crazy. Get your alcohol out, so go around, and you don't have to be too generous, but give it a good coating. So what you want to do is get all the impurities off. Any crap left over from the factory, some stuff that's picked up along the way. I don't have any, but I would recommend using coffee filters, because one thing it does do is paper towels, some of the stuff comes off and kind of creates a little bit of a funkiness, but all in all, it'll do the trick. So just dry it off. Nice thing about rubbing alcohol, it's going to dry itself up fairly quickly. As I said before, you're going to leave a little layer of dust. I'm just going to bang that off. Again, make sure your work area is dust free here, because you don't want it getting stuck on your tire as you roll it. Alright, so starting off here, you want to start your tire right there. you want to get your tape started. If you haven't put your gloves on at this point, go ahead and get them on, because you don't want to get super glue on your fingers. It's a pain in the butt. What I do is I get a good length started. Hold on, fix my setup here. Take a wheel or a tire that you have laying around spare. What you're going to do is you're going to set the tape in that after you go in here. So one thing you want to do, you want to make sure this thing is as straight as can be. Once you get it started, get it on there. Oh, that's not good. I don't like that. Okay. Get it started about as close to center as possible. Alright, once you get it started, and you know you're going to have a pretty solid fit, which it does look pretty good. What I do is I take the tape, I flip it back over. What this is going to allow me to do now is take my Loctite super glue, shake it up a little bit. The reason I like that, it has these little ribs on the side. You press and it gives you more of a flow. So put it down and just start laying it down. The important thing is you want to get out towards the sides, because that's where the tape's going to want to pop off. Just put a good bit of the ways down, because you're going to want to get this on a solid shot here. Alright, got that. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to hold it and try to be as straight as possible with this. Keep an eye where your glue is going to end, which mine ends about there. Okay. Go a little bit more. Alright. Go ahead and pull another length off. Back it up, flip it around. Same thing again. Go around, get these sides pretty good. You don't gotta get crazy with the super glue. I just put it on there as a little extra insurance for me. I do need to make a little bit of a correction here. Let's get it off to one side pretty good. Yeah, it's a little better. Okay, a little more super glue left. There we go. We got about that much tire left, so we're going to pull another little strip off, flip it around. Alright, let's finish this up. One thing you really want to do is make sure you get the other strip of super glue. Just make sure you get these edges out pretty good. Alright, take that. Finish covering it now. And what you don't want is a whole bunch of overlap. So once you get it touching, make sure you get where your glue set, and then bam. Slice that sucker really fast. And don't be like me and get your glove stuck in there. Definitely don't be like me and get your glove stuck in there. Alright. Go ahead and remove these. Make sure I get a little bit more glue in there. Alright, get that on there. We'll put the gloves back on, because what you gotta do is you gotta work that tape on. What you don't want is super glue sneaking out the side on you. I need to get another bottle of this for a finish. Alright, we're just gonna work our way around here, get any air bubbles out. definitely make sure we're sealed up pretty good. The big thing you want to focus on is the size. Make sure you don't have any air bubbles in them, because those are what are going to start the tape coming off. And this tire did come out pretty even. I'm pretty happy with the outcome on this one. What you kind of want to check is fold it in. Make sure you're not coming off on the sides. Last time I taped some tires, that's what happened. The tape, if I folded it in, it was coming right off on the sides. That's why this time I'm using super glue. It really helps the tape sticks to the tire, and you'll see once I flip it back inside out, which I'm about to do now. And I just kind of work it around, make sure it's on there good. Which it is now. You can definitely feel the tire's got some rigidity to it now. Alright, so flip it inside out, just kind of reverse the process. You want to get part of it through, and the tape will not come off if you've done everything correctly. Put it back in on itself, and shazam, there we go. As you can see, the tape is still in there just fine. You just want to go back around and work it, make sure you didn't get any good big air bubbles or anything like that. Now, I do have a tire I haven't done yet over here, so I kind of want to show you. You can really stretch one of these out, but when it comes to that, you cannot pull it whatsoever. So, you get that bond on there, you are good to go. Alright, so next thing's next. Get your foam out. If you ever stuck foam in a tire, just kind of make a taco out of it. Stick that right in there. Once you get it down in there, get your foam up, pop it around. It should just mold right inside the tire for you. Again, you just want to take your foam, spin it around, work it in there. Make sure it's good so you don't have any lumps. Bam, got it. Be careful when you have directional tires. We already have two made up, so I know I need to, when I put the rims on these ones, I need to put them in this way. That way I have right tires and left tires. So, now that I know which way I'm going, I'm just going to do one last check of my insert. The best way to do this is just to pop the tire in, push it through. You're going to push it all the way through. And if you're looking at this side, you're going to literally just keep pushing it in until this. This pops up. Got this slip up. So basically what you want it looking like is like this, where it's not sitting in the bead at all. Like that, like that. And you just basically go around and work your bead in. And while you're doing that, you want to make sure your foam is feeling even, nice and even. Just popping the bead. I'm going to make a separate video on how to glue tires. I don't like, make the video super long that way. It's easier to keep somebody's attention span. Alright, we got the front end. Just gonna go around and work the back end. Alright, again, once you get them in there, you just want to go around and just make sure the foam feels good in them. And that's about it, guys. Got a good round tire there. So, no excessive wobble or anything in it. You can take this a step further and balance them also once you're done gluing them, which is a whole nother video. Unfortunately, I'm not in RC as much as I used to be, so I do not have a tire balancer anymore. But it's very simple. I'm sure there's plenty of videos out there to show you how to balance a tire. There's a guy Squirrel out there. I'm sure he has a ton of videos on it. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it. You know, like, share, favorite. Definitely hit that subscribe. If you're digging this beautiful Easter tablecloth here, man, definitely hit the thumbs up. That's about it, guys. Questions, comments, let's go down in the section below. And see you on the next one. Hope everybody out there being safe. Stay tuned. We got you know, tire glue coming up. I got a 17mm wheel hub conversion for the E-Revo. A couple other things. So definitely stay tuned. Hope to see you guys on the next one.